Hello students, good morning to all. In earlier class we discussed about autosomal Mendelian disorders. Today's class we are going to discuss about allosomal Mendelian disorders. So let us start. First point, the genes located on the allosomes or sex chromosomes are called sex-linked genes. So what are allosomes? So allosomes, there is two different types of the chromosomes are presented in our body, autosomes and allosomes. So allosomes or sex chromosomes, the genes located on the allosomes or sex chromosomes are called sex-linked genes. Sex-linked genes means allosomes. Second point, the characters controlled by the sex-linked genes are sex-linked characters and their inheritance is called sex-linked inheritance. So what is meant by sex-linked inheritance? Sex-linked inheritance means the characters controlled by the sex-linked genes are sex-linked characters and their inheritance is called sex-linked inheritance. So that is related to the characters related to the allosomes. Such type of the inheritance is called sex-linked inheritance. Okay, right. Next one, X-linked inheritance. What is meant by X-linked inheritance? So in the allosomal Mendelian disorders, we are going to discuss about recessive disorders. So dominant disorders also there, some of the examples given in the flow chart. So today we are going to discuss about allosomal recessive disorders, that is sex-linked recessive traits in the human or X-linked inheritance. Okay, so what are the examples? Color blindness, hemophilia, DMD, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. So those are the such type of some of the examples for sex-linked recessive, allosomal recessive disorders we are going to discuss about. Okay, so first one is color blindness. Color blindness, first point, it is a sex-linked recessive disorder due to defect in either red or green cone of eye, resulting in failure to discriminate between red and green color. So color blindness means what? Color blindness means the persons which are suffering with color blindness, that people are discriminate between red and green color only. Because of what is the reason? The reason is in our eye, there is our eyes, there is cones are presented, rods and cones are presented. So cones are red and green cones are going to be defected. So first point, it is a sex-linked recessive disorder due to defect in their red or green cone of eye, resulting in failure to discriminate between red and green color. The people are unable to identify red and green color. So the people are failure to discriminate between red and green color because of a defect presented in the cones. Okay, second point, the defect is due to maintain certain genes presented in the X chromosome. So that controlled, whatever the red and green colored control genes are presented on where? Presented on X chromosome. So that only this color blindness is allosomal recessive. Okay, right. Next one, third point, it occurs in about 8% of males and only about 0.4% of females. Majorly males are affected and very minute condition the females are affected. Males are affected, 8% males are affected in that condition, 0.4% chance only for the females. So color blindness males are more, color blindness females are very less. So what is the reason for that? So it explained in fourth point. In fourth point, this is because the genes that lead to red green color blindness are on the X chromosome, right? So where the genes are presented, the genes are presented on the X chromosome. Okay, red and green color genes, controlled genes are presented on the X chromosome. So fifth point, males have only one X chromosome and females have two. We know that. So what is the genotype of males? The genotype of males are XY and females are XX, right? So males have only one X chromosome obviously and females have two. Okay, then sixth point, men are colorblind if they have recessive gene. For example, males are presented consist with X and Y. So only one X consist with males. So males are consist with only one X. So that one X is defected. X chromosome is defected, gene is presented. Then males are affected. Okay. In recessive case also, only one X also presented, the males are affected. Why? Because of males are only one X chromosome. But what about the females? Seventh point, women are colorblind if they have two recessive alleles. Women have colorblind if they have two recessive alleles. Suppose in case women have only women have two X chromosomes. In that, only one X chromosome defected, another X chromosome is normal. Then women are affected or not affected? Two affected genes should be presented on two X chromosomes. Then only women are going to be affected. Means color blindness women's. So that only in the females there is 0.4%, in the males 8% chance is there for color blindness. You understood or not? Right? Okay. Once again, I am revising here. Allosomal Mendelian disorders. Allosomal means the Mendelian disorders related to the sex chromosomes. The first point, the genes located on the allosomes, sex chromosomes, are called sex-linked genes. Sex-linked genes means the chromosomes, the genes which are presented in X chromosome and Y chromosomes, those are called sex-linked genes. Second point, the characters controlled by the sex-linked genes are sex-linked characters, and their inheritance is called sex-linked inheritance. Such type of the inheritance is called sex-linked inheritance. Okay, right. Next one, X-linked inheritance, sex-linked recessive trait in humans. So X-linked inheritance. So what is meant by X-linked inheritance? X-linked inheritance means that is related to the X chromosome. The sex-linked inheritance to the X chromosome is called X-linked inheritance. So in this we are going to discuss about allosomal recessive disorders only, sex-linked recessive traits in humans. So color blindness, hemophilia, DMD are the examples. Okay, right. So color blindness, first point, it is a sex-linked recessive disorder due to the defect in either red or green cone of eye, resulting in failure to discriminate between red and green color. So here what happens, the genes which are presented on the either X chromosome, so the genes are presented on the X chromosomes. So those people, the color blindness people which are suffering with the color blindness, that type of the people is failure to discriminate between red and green color, especially because of the defective gene or red and green cone of the eye. Okay, right. Next, second point, the defect is due to mutation in certain genes presented in the X chromosome. So what is the reason for that? Because of the gene which are presented on the X chromosome, it is undergoes mutation, then obviously there is a failure of discriminate between red and green color. So third point, it occurs in about 8% of males and only about 0.4% of females. Males are more affected, females are very less affected. What is the reason? Males 8%, how much? Males are 8% and females are 0.4%. So what is the reason? The reason is, this is because the genes that lead to red and green color blindness are on X chromosome. So red and green color genes which are presented on the X chromosome. So males have how many X chromosome? 1. Females have how many X chromosomes? 2. In case males have one X chromosome, if one X chromosome is defected, in case recessive also it is going to be affected only in the males. But what about females? Females has two X chromosomes. Uh, one X chromosome defected and another X chromosome is normal healthy X chromosome, then it is not going to be affected females. Color blindness females are not there. For color blindness females, what is the genotype? Both the X chromosomes are defected, then only going to be expressive color blindness females. So that point given here, males have only one X chromosome and females have two, and men are color blind if they have a recessive gene, right? Obviously women are colorblind if they have two recessive alleles. Men are one recessive alleles also, then expressive. Women have how many recessive alleles should be presented? Two recessive alleles should be presented. After this clear, right? So here explained. So here first see X dot X dot. XX means normal, X dot means defected gene. X chromosome consists with defected gene and another X chromosome also consists with defected gene. X dot means what? Affected a normal a carrier. XX means female. X dot means females only but affected. with color blindness, affected mother or affected daughter. Okay, right. Next, x dot x. In both x, how many how many x having only defected gene? Only one, right? So x dot x means what? Unaffected, but these are carriers. It is recessive disorder, but carriers are, so that only carriers are presented. So x dot x means unaffected, but carrier mother or daughter. Okay, right. Next, x dot y. In males, carriers are there. In sex linked, in X linked, in males, carriers are not there. Why? Because XY, X dot Y, XY means normal males, X dot Y means what? Males has only one X chromosome. That one X chromosome is defected. So compulsory it is expressive. So X dot Y is equal to, those are affected father or son, affected males. So what is the genotype for affected males? X dot Y. You understood or not? Right? This is regarding about color blindness genotypes. X dot affected females and X dot X carrier unaffected carrier females, X dot Y affected males. Okay, right. So there are four scenarios here we will observe. There are four scenarios are there, four different types of the scenarios. So in this, what type of the progenies are formed? So there is two different types of the parents we should consider here. There is what type of the progenies, what type of the sons and daughters are formed, right? Okay, we can assume what type of the sons and daughters are formed, right, based on the mothers and father genotype, based on the parents genotypes. Okay, two examples I will explain here. One more two examples you can find what type of the progenies are formed. Okay, okay. First one, example one. Mother is colorblind, father is normal. Mother is colorblind, father is normal. Then what type of the progenies are formed? Mother is colorblind means what? X dot X dot. Father is normal means XY obviously. So what type of the progenies are formed? Mother colorblind X dot X dot. Father is normal XY. So whenever we can observe in the Punnett square, or we can cross like this, and the progenies are X dot X. X dot X means what? Carrier daughter. So X dot X means obviously carrier daughter, unaffected female daughter, and X dot Y means affected sons. So here mother, in example 1, mother is colorblind, father is normal means all sons are affected, means colorblind, all daughters are carriers. You can take another also. One I did one only, X dot X dot X dot X, and another one X dot Y. Okay, so all daughters are carriers and all sons are colorblind. Clear? Right. So in case what? In case mother is colorblind, father is normal. So example 2. In example number 2, what happened? Mother is normal. So mother is normal and father is colorblind. So mother is normal and father is colorblind. In that case, what type of the progenies are formed? Mother is normal means what? XX, normal mother, and father colorblind means X dot Y. Okay, so take it. So cross, and what are the children are formed? What progenies are formed? X dot X means carrier daughters, XY means normal son. Okay, in case mother is normal, father is colorblind, what type of the progenies are formed? All the sons are normal and all the daughters are carriers. You can take another also. So all the sons are normal and all the daughters are carriers. So that is the example number 2. Understood or not? Right? Okay, this is example number 2. Mother is normal and father is colorblind. So all the sons are normal and all the daughters are carriers. Okay, next. Third and fourth you can practice in the home. So mother is third, example third, mother is carrier and father is colorblind. Mother is carrier and father is colorblind. What type of, what are progenies are formed? What are the progenies genotype? In fourth example, fourth scenario, mother is carrier, father is normal. What are the progenies are formed? What is the progenies of genotype? So you can find out in the home, then do it. Example third and fourth, do it based on example 1 and 2. So there are the four scenarios based on mother and father. Based on mother and father genotypes, we can determine the we can determine the phenotypes of the progenies children's. After this, clear all of you? Okay, once again I am explaining example 1. See, x dot means affected females, x dot x means carriers, x dot y means those are affected males. Okay, example 1, mother is colorblind, father is normal. Then take the genotypes, you can describe the phenotypes, you can describe the progenies genotypes. Okay, as like that, example 2, mother is normal, father is colorblind, you can describe the progenies genotype. After this, clear? Hope all of you understood. In next class, we will discuss about there is more recessive disorders, right? Allosomal recessive disorders. Thank you very much. Bye bye.